The Dreamweaver's pen. Elliot had always been a passionate reader, but today, the book in his hands felt different. He sat in his favorite armchair, the familiar warmth of the room surrounding him, yet something about the pages in front of him seemed to pull him in deeper than ever before. As he turned the pages, he noticed something strange. Each word seemed to shimmer, as though they weren't just written, but alive. The story told of a world where magic was the fabric of life itself. Tall spires made of shimmering glass stretched into the sky, casting their rainbow hues across bustling markets where enchanted objects floated in midair. Witches and wizards didn't just practice magic, they lived by it. It wasn't fantasy, it was reality. Magic made the world turn, from cooking meals to curing illnesses to lighting the streets at night. Elliot felt his pulse quicken as he imagined himself in this world. His mind raced as he read about Kaelen, a young sorcerer determined to unlock the secrets of time manipulation. Each twist of the plot felt more real, more immediate. As Kaelen fought beasts, solved ancient riddles, and weaved powerful spells, Elliot couldn't help but imagine himself in his place, living this life where magic was everything. The room around him started to fade. The hum of his world began to quiet. Elliot blinked, confused. Suddenly, he was no longer sitting in his cozy armchair. Instead, he was standing in the middle of a vibrant marketplace, the air thick with the scent of incense and bubbling potions. Magic sparked in every corner. Potions floated, magical creatures darted between stalls, and spellcasters moved gracefully through the crowd. Elliot's heart raced. He was there. The world from the book had swallowed him whole, and he didn't want to question it. He reached out instinctively, and to his amazement, a tiny flame ignited in his palm. He could feel the power surge through his fingertips. Magic was real. Kaelen, he whispered, remembering the character's name, his journey. And it was like the book responded, as though Kaelen's spirit was guiding him. The landscape shifted, and he found himself in front of an ancient stone archway. Behind it lay a glowing orb, the key to unlocking the ultimate magic, the power to control time. His breath caught. He was about to take the final step, to learn the forbidden spell that could change everything. But just as he reached for the orb, a voice broke through the magic, sharp and insistent. "Elliot! Wake up!" His surroundings shattered, the vibrant world crumbling away, replaced by the mundane reality of his own study. He blinked rapidly, confused, heart racing as if he had just woken from a deep sleep. The book was still in his hands, the words frozen on the page. "Elliot," a familiar voice called again. It was his wife, Claire, standing at the door, looking concerned. "You've been sitting here for hours. Are you okay?" Elliot shook his head, trying to clear the fog. His fingers still tingled with the memory of magic. I was just reading, but it felt so real, Claire. I was in the book. Magic, real magic." She smiled, though her eyes were filled with worry. "You were dreaming, love. It's just a story." But as she spoke, Elliot's gaze was drawn to something on his desk, a pen. It was sleek, silver, with intricate engravings swirling along its body. He had never seen it before. His pulse quickened. That pen, it was the same one Kaelen had used to control the flow of magic in the story. It had been a central piece of the plot. And now it was sitting on his desk. Where did this come from? Elliot murmured, his fingers trembling as he picked it up. He ran his hand along the delicate carvings, recognizing the design from the book's pages. Claire frowned. "That's yours, right? I thought you had it before." Elliot's mind raced. He didn't own that pen. But how could it be here? It was as though the line between his dream and reality had blurred completely. He could still hear Kaelen's voice in his mind, urging him to keep going, to embrace the magic that had found its way into his hands. "Elliot?" Claire's voice broke his trance. He didn't answer. He was lost in the feeling of the pen, the magic still alive in his veins. Could it be? Was it possible that he hadn't woken up at all? That the world of Kaelen, the world of magic, had somehow crossed into his own? Claire moved closer, but Elliot hardly noticed. He held the pen up, and for a fleeting moment, he thought he saw it glow faintly in the light. Maybe the dream wasn't over. Maybe the adventure had just begun. But as he turned the pen over in his hand, a quiet, almost imperceptible whisper echoed through his mind, "The Dreamweaver calls." Elliot's heart skipped a beat. The story wasn't finished. It was just beginning. And he had a feeling the pen was the key to it all.